Hello. I've moved recently, as many of you know, and while I was moving, I found a big box of IBM punch cards, aka Hollerith cards. For the youngsters out there, we techies of old used to feed decks of these into a reader just to run one program. One card, one line of code, hundreds of them in exact order. Drop the box, shuffle the order, a week's worth gone. I'm old enough to remember when DOS desktop terminals first showed up. Bulky setups, blinking cursors, slow to boot, crashing constantly. Primitive next to those TSO mainframes we trusted. People asked, why spend thousands on a machine that loses files when the mainframe just works? They saw the flaws and assumed they were permanent. They were late to the PC revolution. Welcome to ClickStart. I'm your host, Gary, bringing you short, practical ideas at the intersection of leadership, technology, and the cliches and sayings that connect them. Today, a psychological trap leaders fall into when disruptive technology hits the market. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's today's saying. That dates to the 1500s, when a household shared one tub of water for everybody to take a bath in. By the time the baby got a turn, the water was dark and dank and you couldn't see through it. The warning was literal. When you toss the dirty water, don't toss the infant with it. In business, we do this constantly. New technology never arrives shiny and clean. It shows up covered in mud and blemishes and dirt. Skeptics see the mess, scoff, and throw out the whole mess. Why? Our brains think linearly. If a tool improves a little this year, we assume next year will bring the same small step. But technology often moves exponentially. Think Moore's Law. If you know, you know. A clunky version 1.0 anchors your imagination. You judge a technology's future by its flawed and error-laden present. You see step 2, but you can't picture step 32, even though it's really not that far off. Technology rapidly changes. Human nature does not. Right now, we've got a whole new litter of infants in muddy bathwater, and skeptics are lining up with their buckets. For example, AI assistants, Gen AI. Critics rightfully point to hallucinations, errors, embedded biases, attribution errors, and really say it's not ready for primetime business. Electric vehicles, EVs. Batteries lose range in winter, charging is clunky, don't really compare well to the gas engines of today in a lot of respects. Both deserve caution today. But here's what leaders miss. These are engineering bottlenecks, not foundational flaws. When the world funds and uses a technology, the bottlenecks get solved. AI models are already shrinking to run on phones. EV batteries are running towards solid state. Real demand forces engineers to fix real problems. It's the same pattern I saw with the telephone, mobile phones, the internet, social media, even just spreadsheets. Every single one. So here's the takeaway. If you wait for the water to run perfectly clean, for the AI to never error, the car to recharge itself, the tech to hit 100%, you've waited too long. While you stayed clean and stood safely on the sidelines, your competitors got their hands dirty, learning the tools, updating workflows, riding the curve, playing and getting used to things. By the time you decide it's safe, They're running at version 5.0 speed, have everything figured out, and you're starting at 0. So 3 things you can do starting today. First, separate the mud from the machine. When your team shows you glitchy new tech, don't ask it, or comment that it doesn't run perfectly enough for us to use today. But ask yourself, if this capability doubles every 2 years, what does my business look like if I don't start learning it now and have to catch up later? Second, build a sandbox culture. Let your people experiment and play with tools, with AI, other early stage tools on low risk work, where a glitch won't sink the company. Let your organization crawl before it sprints. And third, just trust the iterative process. The problems we're complaining about today are the ones being fixed in tonight's update. That's been true for every technology I've worked with in the last 40 years. And it'll be true for what's coming next. So next time you see a headline mocking an AI blunder or a tech glitch or an EV that died on the highway, take a breath. Recognize the mud for what it is, a temporary stage, not a permanent verdict. Don't let today's imperfections blind you to tomorrow's inevitability. Don't throw that baby out with that bathwater. And keep those computer cards. They make great notepaper. That's Click Start for today. I'd love to hear any stories you have on this type of topic or other topics. Please leave a comment. Let's start an interaction. Hit like, follow, share, subscribe, all those fun things so you and your friends and your network don't miss the next one. And I will see you next time on the radio, as they say, on Click Start.